Not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. Things work out when you least expect them. Life has a funny way of surprising us when we're not looking for it. Avoid gossip. It diminishes both the speaker and the listener. There will always be someone who is better than you in something. You have to accept that fact and learn from them. That's something that will help you grow. Don't pray for an easier life. Pray for the strength to handle it. Challenges aren't obstacles. They're tests. They sharpen your mind, toughen your spirit, and reveal what you're truly capable of. Wishing for an easier life is like asking for a ship without waves. It sounds peaceful, but it won't take you anywhere. Instead, pray for resilience. Pray for the wisdom to navigate storms, the courage to face uncertainty, and the endurance to keep moving when everything in you wants to quit. Strength isn't given, it's built through struggle, through failure, through persistence. So stop asking for fewer burdens and start asking for broader shoulders. The most extraordinary lives aren't the ones untouched by hardship. They're the ones that rise despite it. A full bank account with an empty heart is still poverty. Leave nothing for tomorrow, which can be done today. True wisdom is knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Nearly all men can stand adversity. But if you want to test a man's character, give him power. A moment of patience in a moment of anger saves from 1,000 minutes of regret. Success is a loner's journey. You must learn to accept loss and make compromises. The strongest relationships aren't built on perfection, but on the ability to forgive imperfections. Aging is mandatory. Growing wiser is optional. The load of tomorrow, added to that of yesterday, carried today, makes the strongest falter. The successful man will profit from his mistakes and try again in a different way. Sometimes, letting go is the kindest thing you can do for both of you. In an argument, seek resolution, not victory. Betrayal never comes from your enemies. The hardest part is at the beginning of the journey. The rocket loses 90% of its fuel during takeoff. Only when the last tree has been cut down, the last fish been caught, and the last stream poisoned, will we realize we cannot eat money. There are two wolves fighting inside all of us. The first one is evil. The second one is good. Which wolf will win? The one you feed. Knowing what matters is more important than knowing everything. The world doesn't need more critics. It needs more encouragers. You are right about all the things you think you need to do. Don't wait. Get started. If something bothers you, change it. If it is beyond your control, learn to live with it. Accept it. Change yourself. That is the only thing you can influence. When you get up in the morning, remember what you promised yourself at night. Laughter is the cheapest and most effective medicine. The world remains the same, but the way you see it will change as you grow. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. People sometimes became invalids in order to win sympathy and attention and get a feeling of importance. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. Success feels empty when it costs you your peace. Your job is what you do. It should never define who you are. People will say almost anything when they're happy. Be wise and careful of this one. The world will not treat you better just because you're a good person. Chasing the opposite sex and having temporary relationships, which means nothing but sex, is pointless. Trust is like glass. Once broken, it's never the same. The happiest people aren't the ones who have the most, but the ones who appreciate the most. Listen, or your tongue will make you deaf. Seek wisdom, not knowledge. Knowledge is of the past. Wisdom is of the future. The weakness of the enemy makes our strength. Life doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself a life well lived. Don't let fear of failure hold you back. Regret weighs heavier than mistakes. There is only one way to get the best of an argument, and that is to avoid it. If you want to keep happiness, you have to share it. Flaming enthusiasm, backed up by horse sense and persistence, is the quality that most frequently makes for success. Work hard, but never forget to rest. Burnout serves no one. Youth chases dreams. Age values moments. You spend your first 20 years worrying about what people think about you. You spend your next 20 years swearing that you don't care what people think about you. You spend the next 20 years realizing that they aren't thinking about you. To have what you never had, you'll have to do what you never did. Love deeply, but never at the expense of losing yourself. If you don't go within, you'll always feel lost without. Make my enemy brave and strong, so that if defeated, I will not be ashamed. Cherish youth, but trust old age. Wisdom comes only when you stop looking for it and start living the life the Creator intended for you. You can't litter negativity everywhere and wonder why you have a trashy life. Not everyone will make it to your future. Some people are passing through to teach you life lessons. Riches can be lost overnight. Wisdom is a wealth that no thief can steal. People change, seasons change, and that's okay. Pay less attention to what men say. Just watch what they do. Fear doesn't exist anywhere except in the mind. If you want to change people, why not begin on yourself? That is a lot more profitable and a lot less dangerous. Some people grow older, others grow wiser. Don't mistake the two. Adversity introduces you to the strength you never knew you had. What people say when they are angry aren't things they mean. They regret it often. Forgive angry people. It's okay. They are only human. The more people let you down, the easier you'll get back up and realize that life doesn't stop for anyone. Cherish the ordinary. One day, it will feel extraordinary. When you don't know what to say, honesty is always a good start. No man is good enough to govern another man without the other's consent. That some achieve great success is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. I would rather be a little nobody than to be an evil somebody. The most powerful conversations happen in silence. Inner peace doesn't come from external conditions, but from internal alignment. Knowledge isn't power until it's applied. When fate hands you lemons, make lemonade. Criticisms are like homing pigeons. They'll always return home. If you waste money, you can earn it again. If you miss the moment, it can never be returned. Life isn't fair, and sometimes good deeds aren't rewarded and bad deeds aren't punished. Live fully, love deeply, and leave the world a little better than you found it. Anger is a fire that consumes its holder first. There is nothing as eloquent as a rattlesnake's tail. It is less of a problem to be poor than to be dishonest. A brave man dies but once, a coward many times. Life is short. Don't wait for tomorrow to tell someone you love them. The most persuasive people aren't the loudest. They're the ones who understand others best. Putting off until tomorrow is your weakness. You can't always have a good day, but you can always face a bad day with a good attitude. Don't compare yourself to others because no one can play your role better than you. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. A person who seeks all their applause from outside has their happiness in another's keeping. Success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. Owning your truth can be hard, but not nearly as hard as spending your life running away from it. Many of the people you told your secret to have already told it to others. There is nothing more important to true growth than realizing that you are not the voice of the mind. You are the one who hears it. Happiness doesn't depend on any external conditions. It is governed by our mental attitude. Don't be afraid of enemies who attack you. Be afraid of the friends who flatter you. By all means, take thought for tomorrow. Yes, careful thought and planning in preparation, but have no anxiety. No work is beneath you. The only thing that should be beneath you is your big ego. Work hard in silence and show your skills at the job you get rather than criticizing the job. No matter how hard you work, you can't have everything you want. Eventually, most of us end up settling in some part of our life. When you were born, you cried, and the world rejoiced. Live your life so that when you die, the world cries, and you rejoice. It is better to have less thunder in the mouth and more lightning in the hand. Never expect too high. The more you expect when it doesn't meet your expectation, the more it's gonna hurt. Learn to let go, even if you are right. Every successful person loves the gain, the chance to prove his worth, to excel, to win. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. Arouse the other person, an eager want. He who can do this has the whole world with him. People only want to hear the good, not the bad. So, if you have issues, it'll be hard to find people to confide in. The walls you build to keep things out are also keeping things in. There are times when you see someone for the last time and don't even realize it. Watch out. You'll never know the true value of the moment until it becomes a memory. Two men looked out from prison bars. One saw the mud, the other saw stars. Our fatigue is often caused not by work, but by worry, frustration, and resentment. Stop letting other people take advantage of you. Learn to say no and understand your rights. Saying no is important. People don't get offended as much as you think. Life is a boxing game. Defeat is not declared when you fall down. It is declared when you refuse to get up. It is indeed very hard to move on. But once you do, you'll realize it was your best decision. Never make a promise you can't keep. Ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? Then prepare to accept it. Then proceed to improve on the worst. Feeling sorry for yourself and your present condition is not only a waste of energy, but the worst habit you could possibly have. If you can't sleep, then get up and do something instead of lying there and worrying. It's the worry that gets you, not the loss of sleep. Never awaken a woman's love with no intention of loving her. When talking to people, look them in the eye and on the face. This will make you more confident in front of others. The person who cares less has the most power in a relationship. Never sacrifice your progress for a friend. They might not do the same if the tables were turned. You spend all your health initially for wealth, and then you spend all your wealth for one day of good health. Embrace judgment. No matter your outcome, you'll always be judged. So don't live to impress others. Live to impress yourself. Worry is the ultimate bully. It takes everything and gives nothing. Wasting time in regretting, cribbing, and crying won't fetch you results. Never compare your life with others. They may seem better than you, but they have some problems which are never ever heard by you. Don't tell anyone what you think or what you know. Keep your secrets to yourself, because a friend of today could be an enemy by tomorrow. Do not judge your neighbor until you walk 2 moons in his moccasins. They are not dead who live in the hearts they leave behind. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to success is more important than any other thing.